In today's video, I'm going to show you how to manage your students' folders inside of Fusion. So let's get started here. As you can see right here, I have a project called IED 2223. So I'm going to open that up. Now inside that, I've created a bunch of folders. I've created a folder called Resources, another one called Title Blocks, and I have one for each one of my two classes, Period 2 and Period 4. Inside each one of those, I'll go to Resources first. This is a folder where I'll put files that I want the kids to be able to grab, and maybe we're going to do something, we're going to play with something in that day, or I want them to have some standard parts. So I'll put stuff in here that the kids will be able to grab later on. I go back in my title block folder. I have a title block. That's the title block I want them to use. So when they're starting making their title blocks, I want them to go and I want them to browse to that folder and grab that title block. The last two folders I have one for each one of my classes. If I open this up, one of the classes, you'll see I have a folder that I would put with all the students' names in it. So I have a folder for Connor, Mason, all the students have their own folders. If I go down a little lower, you'll see that I have group folders that I've created for the kids. So if I want them to work in a group, I have group folders. So once I have all this set up and all my classes, what I'm going to do is I'm going to come up here to my name. I'm going to hit this little down caret, and then I'm going to slide over here and I'm going to click those three dots. I'm going to hit Open Admin Console. Now, once my console opens up, I can see that I have all my projects over here. So I'm going to navigate to that one folder. So IED 2223. I'm going to open that up. And you can see there's those four folders that I had, my two periods, my resource, my title block. I'm going to start with the bottom. I'm going to start here at the title block. I'm going to open it up. And now I'm going to go up here at the top where it says Members and Permission. I'm going to click on that. And here's where you can then come in and add in a bunch of your members. So you've already invited the kids in, so they all should be here. So you can come up here, and if you just start typing, you're going to see all the kids' names in here, or you can add a member. But since I've already added them to my group in another previous video, or I have a document that I will share with you, you can see that I can grab the kids right here. So I can see all my kids. What I want to do next is I want to give them permissions or rights to this title block folder. So I can come down here and I can click on all the kids. You probably don't want to come up here and click this, because if you do, it's going to grab you down here and you're going to then lose your rights. So I don't recommend grabbing everybody. What you can do is just come up and grab the kids individually. So I'm going to just grab Christopher right here. Next, I'm going to come over here on the right where it says select. I'm going to hit that down arrow. So I have a bunch of different permissions that I can give the students. I can give them the complete rights to everything. I can give them almost rights to everything, where, the difference between the two is I can delete everything forever on the bottom one. But I'm going to probably use these two up here. And the first one I'm going to look at is reader. They can view, open, download, and copy. Next one is editor. They can read, edit. Well, that's something I don't want them to do. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make them all readers. So I'm going to click on reader. And once this little dial starts spinning, I'm just going to exit out. So you want to do that with all the kids. Now they can get into this title block folder. They can access the title block folder. They just can't edit and change it. That's what you want. I'm going to go back up here to IED 2223. I'm going to jump down to resources. And I'm going to do the same thing for my resources. I'm going to go members and permission. And I want to give them the same thing. So I'll come and grab Chris again. Hit select. I only want him to be able to view, open, copy, and download these files. I do not want them to go and edit them. They can edit them after they bring them into their folder. All right, so that's what you want to do. So I'd click this. I'll wait till the wheel stops spinning up here, and once it does, I'm just going to exit out. Let's go back up to IED 2223 again. Now I'm going to start opening my period folders. So there's period 2. All right, and I've created all the folders with the kids' names in it already in Fusion. So I'm just going to grab one of the kids. We'll grab Evan this time instead of Chris. And I'm going to go members and permission. This time, I'm only going to open up and let Chris come in. So I'm going to scroll down here. I'll find Chris. I'll click on Chris, and I'll invite Chris to his folder. Now, once I get Chris in, I'm going to come over here to select. And now I'm going to go make him an editor. I want him to be able to get in there and edit his own documents. So he's going to create and edit his own stuff. So I'm going to make him editor rights in his own folder. I'm going to go back to period 2, grab the next student, do the same thing. I'm going to make them all editors. Now, I created other folders called these group folders. So I'm going to open up one of these group folders here. And again, I'm going to go members and permission. And now you can see that I have 3 people in this group. I have Liliana, Martin, and Milo. So I'm going to click on all of them. I'm going to go over here, select, and I'm going to make them all editors because I want them to be able to, if one of them puts a part in, I want someone able to go in and edit it. So I want them to be able to change it and do whatever they want. So they're all going to have editor rights to that one folder. Once I do that, I'm going to go back up here to IED, and I'm going to do that for each one of my kids. If I have group folders, I can move kids in and out. If I have individual folders, I'll just invite one student to that individual folder. And now I'm going to open up back my Fusion. So what I want to do in my Fusion, I'll click here, is I'm going to go up here. And now normally when the kids open up Fusion the very first time, their name is going to appear up here in the top. Like mine says T-Benz, their name is going to appear up here. But you want to get them out of their individual account. You want to get them into your shared account, the ones that you just created all those folders for. So what your kids need to do after you set up all those folders and permission is come up here and hit that little down caret. And they're going to go find your name. In this case, I'm going to grab someone else, Mr. Hughes. I'm going to grab him. And you can see that he's invited me in. What'll happen is when that happens, they're only going to be able to see their folder, no one else's, and the resource folder and the title block folder. That's all they're going to be able to see. So that's what you want them to do. You want them to come up here and jump into their team. Right? So that's all they're going to be able to see. They're not going to be able to see any of their students' accounts. And you always want them to stay in here. Right? So they'll open up their individual folder and they'll put all their parts in their individual folder. So that's how you manage students' folders in Fusion. So I hope you liked this video. If you did, please hit that like button and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.